to trust other people. To me, the key element in our society right now, in this terrible conflict we're having every day we look at the newspaper, is that people lose respect for what they conceive as an enemy. And I think winning hearts and minds idea that came out of the first book and was incorporated by General Petraeus in 2007 gives the average American citizen an understanding of what's going on in our military activity.
He didn't write the book himself. That was written by a journalist that he met him there. He was covering the war. Wasn't that the case?
Greg Mortenson, he has a co-author, yes.
Co-author, I see.
Yes, he has a co-author. But it's all directly his experience that's being recorded.
But written by a journalist that is a good read. It's very entertaining. And what I'm saying is, you say, when people meet on a personal level and they trust each other, is it easy to forget ideology and culture and history? Did he represent America? America go there and bomb, destroy a country? Now they are building a school. I mean, how can you separate these two from together? What did he represent?
It helps by the fact that he refused any military or government money. He refused to have any tie with the United States. It's totally independent.
So it's just a Greg.
It's just him and people who voluntarily give money and time and send contributions to the project. So that's indeed a very important thing, I think, that keeps the movement going and keeps people giving money now to his, it's called Asian Institute, Central Asian Institute. But I think, again, getting back to the personal thing, why did I get so wrapped up in this book? Is because it made a deep impression on me, which in turn has enabled me to see you a year ago in an automobile shop and start talking to you.
That's how we met.
And that's how we met. And for the last year, we've become very good friends, in my opinion.
Same here.
And so, to me, this is the kind of thing that I want people to hear when I preach a sermon on Greg Mortenson. I want people to hear the opportunity that they have from getting this new information to reach out and get to know somebody on the level of their soul and spirit rather than their identity or their label.
Mundane things, this is a mundane
simple
thing. It's interesting to see the reaction of some of the folks there back in Pakistan and Afghanistan to the school, what represents to them a symbol of America, a symbol of an occupier, whatever they have problem. Of course, when you educate people different in that Western whatever education, you threaten the culture authority of some of the folks because they got their authority of their own ignorance of those things. So it was perceived as a threat.
Very.
Also, the reaction to some of the American folks to the mosque here. In ground zero, so-called ground zero. Is there a similarity there? People who are reacted to a mosque, never been in a mosque, probably never met a Muslim. I see some similarity there of how we react to our own fear. That's not even out there.
We all act very, very differently. I grew up, you have here in your brochure that our problem
I'm going
is
on
not a clash
a speaking
of
tour now.
It is a clash of fundamentalism. I grew up as a fundamentalist. My father was a fundamentalist. He believed in the verbal inspiration
Literal
of
Bible.
the Old New Testament, the Hebrew and the Christian Bible, just as much as a Muslim believes in the verbality of the Quran, that it's divinely written. Well, one kind of a fundamentalism is not that much different than another fundamentalism. So when I look at myself and how long it's taken me to come away from that view of my religion, reality as such, to become now, as I would call myself, an existential humanist. That's a long trek, a long path. So all I can say is very humbly that I just know very little yet, and that's why I cling to relationships with people like you and whatever I can pick up and learn from the Muslim community. I think what I basically learn and what I try to help other people to the point of being able to separate a Jew from the Torah, separate a follower of Jesus from Christianity, to separate a Muslim from Islamicism.
So the religion from the faithful.
Yeah.
You separate the religion itself, organize
from
religion.
The dogma,
from
the fundamentalism,
Uh-huh.
From the idea that there's a greater authority than your own spirit and your own soul.
Mm-hmm.
You and I can relate to each other because I really trust you. I trust that you look at my humanity, not my belief system, not whether or not I believe the Quran or not. That's not important. What's important in our relationship is that we've got to the basis that the human person is divine, not a scripture, not a holy book. Now, you know, I probably told you this before and you laughed at me. I said, maybe you and I should listen to what Jones down in Florida says, is get out a big bonfire, and maybe to demonstrate that our faith is not in a book. Well, put on several books in that fire.
Yeah.
You see?
Not just the Quran.
And know that our faith in humanity and in goodness and in holiness, dignity,
It's not in a book.
sacredness, it's not in a...
Well, I think that's the attitude of most Muslim reaction to Terry Jones. You know, he's just a book. It's not. It's understanding the book. But what I'm saying is, we're talking about trust our humanity.
Yeah.
But some people believe their humanity is more superior than others. I mean, it's not like one standard humanity. You know, humanistic society of Germany, if even here when the blacks and slavery, so black humanity is different than white humanity, German nationalism. And now people can think of America, now they look at themselves as very special. In America, as a country, or American nationalism becomes another religion. That's very un-American. It was not an American. Becomes, if you do anything, criticize anything, as you are